Hello, educators. My name is Suzanne Klein, founder and CEO of WriteSteps, and I am so glad that you have decided to purchase WriteSteps. I believe, speaking as a former teacher, that WriteSteps will tremendously help your students become more confident and successful writers. You're in excellent hands, as Kim will be sharing more about how to implement WriteSteps, as we know that 100% full implementation with fidelity really makes sure that you can help your students become better writers. So I'm very excited for you to get started, and you have great support such as Kim and Arlene, as Kim will be speaking more about. Thank you and enjoy.
Welcome. My name is Kim Gates, and it's my pleasure to be here with you today to conduct your WriteSteps Kick-Off. As a 34-year veteran teacher, I find WriteSteps an exciting solution to your writing and grammar curriculum needs. So let's get started. How many of you think writing is one of the hardest subjects to teach? Let's get a show of hands. Typically, I find that quite a few teachers agree that teaching writing is difficult, and it's no wonder. Many of us didn't have a great foundational writing program in our own K-12 education. Then in college, we had our methods classes. How many of you actually had a writing methods class? Can I see a show of hands? Most of us had reading, math, science, and social studies, but not writing methods classes. Then we got our teaching positions. Most of us were handed teacher's manuals for math, science, social studies, and reading, but not for writing. So the subject in which we are least prepared quite often has been the one in which we need to develop our own lesson plans. Now that you have WriteSteps, you are going to find that teaching writing requires minimal advanced preparation and is more exciting than ever before. Our teachers have developed an online, research-based, 100% Common Core compliant writing and grammar curriculum to help you take the worries out of delivering a great writing program. Have you ever been given a writing program or curriculum that ends up sitting on your shelf, or a curriculum in any content area, or one where the program has changed from one year to the next in just a couple of years? We at WriteSteps don't want this to go by the wayside for you. Using WriteSteps 100% the first year is critical for everyone's success, and you will be happy with the results. This way you will see the big picture of how everything works together and how the skills are spiraled for student success within and between grade levels. I want to share with you what to expect in today's meeting. Do you have copies of the outline that I sent? I plan to review with you your WriteSteps Kit components, to demonstrate how to use eWriteSteps, to point out some key teacher resources, explain the daily format of lessons and units, and to discuss some support options. Please raise your hand if you had the opportunity to view the kickoff meeting and the eWriteSteps tutorial online. Those links are on the WriteSteps Kit card sticker on the cover of your box. eWriteSteps is our online learning portal for teachers. It reflects our commitment to a better, greener environment and our interest in improving and learning through technology. It is continually updated, adding webinars, teacher demonstration videos, and revised content, so your curriculum is never out of date. So let's take a look at your kit components. If you purchased a binder, this is what it's going to look similar to. It is quite large and very heavy. It contains lesson plans, visual aids, graphic organizers, student writing samples, rubrics, formal core writing assessments. It's really too heavy to carry back and forth for planning purposes. So I like to suggest to teachers that they get a 1-inch binder, and you'll find that an entire unit fits comfortably within there and makes it very lightweight and transportable for planning. But remember, you don't need to have that paper copy for planning purposes, because anywhere that you can get web access, you have access to your grade level subscription. In your kit also are 34 colored pens. Black is used for drafting, blue is for revising, red is for editing, and then all 4 colors are going to be used in the grades 3 through 5 square paragraph unit. Each grade level will have a set of 8 posters. The kindergarten posters are going to start off with a "We Are All Writers" poster. It's important on that first day when you say to your kindergartners, okay, take out your writer's notebook and write, that they feel confident and know that a squiggly line is as acceptable as is a sentence. So these are the developmental stages of a kindergarten writer. Then you will get a kindergarten sound card and a word wall. The sound card, 30 sound cards you will receive for each of your kindergartners. What to do when I'm done writing. This is a poster that you will use to write down concepts and activities that you would like your students to do when they've completed their independent practice. The conferencing poster, you will list the names of students that you will be conferencing with each day that you write. And you will teach your other students that this time is kept sacred for the students that are on that poster, because you will be conferencing with each student when their name is on there. So these 2 posters should be laminated so that you can use a dry erase marker on them and change them regularly. In kindergarten, you will be conferencing with 6 students each day that you write, and you will be writing 3 days a week for about 50 minutes. This is a writing audience and purpose poster, and this is a blue revising poster to correlate with the blue pens. The 1st and 2nd grade posters, you will have a 6 traits of quality writing poster. Now, all grade levels, you should remember that you should put these posters up on the wall and continue to refer to them regularly so students learn to use them as a resource. A 1st and 2nd grade word wall. You too have a conferencing poster. In 1st grade, you will be writing 3 days a week for 50 minutes. And you will be conferencing with 3 or 4 students. And in 2nd grade, you will be writing 4 days a week for 50 minutes and conferencing with 3 or 4 students each day that you write. Then you also have a what to do when I'm done writing poster, audience and purpose poster. You have a red editing poster to correlate with your red pen, and you have a blue revising poster. In 3rd through 5th grade, you start off with writing themes. Then you have the 6 traits and a graphic organizer poster, audience and purpose, a high frequency word poster for 3rd through 5th grade, the blue revising poster, and a red editing poster. In 3rd through 5th grade, you will be writing 4 days a week for about 50 minutes each day and conferencing with about 3 students each day that you write. Also, in your kits, you will find privacy folders. Kindergartners do not have a privacy folder. They receive sound cards instead. But the 1st and 2nd graders will each have a privacy folder. Inside those privacy folders, you will see a number of different word lists and sound cards. The privacy folders will be put around student work during the independent practice time when teachers are going around and conferencing. They are to help students become more independent in their writing. because of using the resources contained within them, as well as to minimize some of the distractions. First and second grade teachers, the color word list comes to you not colored in. I suggest to you that you might want to use crayon to do that, and then laminate so that you extend the life of the privacy folders. Third through fifth grade teachers, you also have a privacy folder for your students. There are a number of different word lists contained inside to help students' independence in writing as well as to minimize distractions. On your kit, you will have this sticker, and it will give you the kickoff meeting URL that I sent to you earlier, as well as the WriteSteps tutorial. Those are there to help refresh you if you need to have a reminder of what's happening with WriteSteps, or to give to a teacher who is new to your building, or possibly even a student teacher. Then you have our Lynn's email address. She's our coaching director, and Robert for technical support, and this is our office number. You will also see the Teacher Star program, which I'm going to talk with you about a little bit later. Do you have projection capability from your computer in your classrooms to your board? You can use WriteSteps with interactive boards, LCD and digital projectors, Prometheus boards, and Elmos. You may project the videos, prezzies, student samples, and visual aids. So raise your hand if you have already gotten logged into your subscription on WriteSteps. Your contact person has your subscription code and instructions on how to log in. So let's take a look at WriteSteps. This is what a typical grade level teacher's subscription will look like. This happens to be a third grade teacher's curriculum. It is organized into units. Pre-Unit 1 is a handbook of teacher resources. The implementation question and answer page will help you get acquainted with WriteSteps and our philosophy. It contains information on WriteSteps, teaching the cores, classroom management, instructions, and material management. Our pacing guide is a general guideline that is grade level specific on how many weeks and lessons are contained in each of the units, the amount of time it will take to complete them, and some of the major cores that are being taught. The common cores require that all students write using 3 text types: narrative writing, informative writing, opinion writing, and also we include a research unit as well. Looking at your grade level pacing guide, you will see that all 3 text types are covered in the units at all grade levels K-5, along with research. These Common Core coverage charts contain your grade level's required cores, along with the number of times that those cores are taught within our units. So these are the WriteSteps units. These are third grade's cores. So you'll see that this particular core is taught 1 time in Unit 1, in 3 lessons in Unit 3A, in 3 lessons in Unit 3B, and in 14 lessons in Unit 6. While these cores are all taught within Unit 4, that's because Unit 4 is the opinion writing unit. And so they're going to be spiraled within 11 different lessons in Unit 4. Are you one of those teachers who struggle with how to conduct individual writing conferences? Conferencing is one of the hardest and most neglected parts of the Writer's Workshop. But it's so important that it shouldn't be skipped. This is where teachers will differentiate and meet on an individual basis with students. This is a sample of one type of conferencing sheet where there is a revising and a teaching point. This is a conferencing sheet that has a single teaching point. Conferencing occurs during the independent practice portion of the writer's workshop model in the lesson plan. Here is a handout on some conferencing tips. We've included a rubric conversion chart. This is a mathematical way for you to assign a percentage or a grade score to a rubric raw score. And the last piece that I want to highlight are our grammar guides. This is where you will find the Common Core grammar standards along with a definition of each and an example of each. This will help you to be consistent when teaching these grammar cores. I suggest that you may want to print this section, put it into a 1-inch binder, and use it when you're conferencing to maintain consistency in your instruction. Are you familiar with the research that shows that self-reflection is the #1 indication of an exceptional teacher? Well, we at WriteSteps have provided a great tool for you in your writing program. How many of you were able to take time to complete the teacher self-reflection checklist? Now, while it actually belongs in pre-Unit 1, we know that teachers are so busy that they often dive into the lessons. So we have put in every grade level's Unit 1, Day 1, that's where you're going to find that teacher self-reflection checklist. This helps you to establish routines, procedures, expectations, and classroom management of your writing curriculum. Self-reflection is helpful to all teachers, but especially helpful to new teachers and those new to WriteSteps. We feel the self-reflection checklist is critical to the success of your writing program and should be reviewed each year. When you teach WriteSteps, you are teaching the Common Core, 6 traits, and Writer's Workshop. You do not have to do any research or need any special training. These best practices are built right into the lessons for you. So let's talk about Unit 1 of any grade level. In kindergarten and first grade, there's an emphasis on we are all writers and the use of sound cards. In grades 2 through 5, you will find a 2 to 3 week review of the 6+1 traits because we use that language all the way through the entire year at every grade level. Unit 2 for every grade level will be a narrative writing unit. You will find a table of contents for your unit. Listed will be the focus skills for each day. If they are new focus skills or review focus skills at your grade level, they will be noted in these columns, as well as whether they are language or writing cores. You will see specific visual aids listed for each day's lesson. There is very little advanced preparation necessary for this curriculum, but some may be required occasionally. Often you will see a unit that requires none, but if there is advanced prep required, you will see it noted in this column of the table of contents. So as I scroll down here, you'll see at day 9 that the advanced preparation required here is to select a book to read to the class that exemplifies one of the types of beginning introduced in this lesson. So table of contents is going to be above the days of the unit. So let's take a look at day 1 of 3rd grade, Unit 2, narrative writing. This is the lesson plan. You will find the total number of lessons in the unit and which day this lesson is. All the specific cores will be noted, and if there is a teacher demonstration video, it's listed here. These may be used as personal professional development. You can choose to use it with your class when you have a substitute teacher, or you could share it with your students if needed. The materials are listed here, as well as if there's advanced preparation necessary. It will be noted here as well. And the lessons are written in teacher-friendly Madeline Hunter lesson plan format. You will see the approximate times noted here. Directly following will be your lesson plan. This is the anticipatory set. This is where you will activate the student's prior knowledge, helping them to make a connection to what it is that you're teaching. The input is the directed teaching or the mini lesson of focus skills. Guided practice, modeling, checking for understanding are where you're going to demonstrate the skills so students will understand the expectations. Then independent practice. This is where students will put up their privacy folders. They will have a choice of, they will have the option for free choice writing or prompt writing, and then writing across the curriculum is encouraged for teachers. During this point in time is when teachers will conference. Individually, typically, but occasionally you may conference in small groups when students share the same focus skill and need. Differentiation occurs here. You will select focus skills that each student needs to develop and note them on that student's individual conferencing sheet. Then there will be some type of closure. This happens to be a high, medium, and low exit ticket, or it could be an author's chair as well. So directly following the lesson plan, in both eWriteSteps and in your binder, you will find all your visual aids. So you will see here that this is going to be a visual aid that is directly related to the lesson you just taught. These can be projected onto your boards. This is a word list. There will be student writing samples for students to critique based on the focus skills that you're teaching. And then this is a writing prompt with a beginning, middle, end graphic organizer. This is a good example of a place where you could substitute a topic from one of your other content areas so that you can write across the curriculum with students. Each of these units is going to have one formal core writing assessment piece. You will find a rubric to assess that writing. In grades, kindergarten through second grade, you will find that rubric at the end of the unit because it's an assessment tool for teachers. In grades 3 through 5, you will find the rubric toward the middle of the unit because it's used as a student instructional tool as well as a teacher evaluation tool. So we're going to take a look at the rubric right here. When you see it here, it is going to show you that it's text type specific. It's a 6+1 trait rubric scored on a 6-point scale. This is our teacher demonstration video. This happens to be one of our Teacher Star videos that I told you about earlier on. We know from experience that one of the best ways to stay on track is to learn from fellow teachers. With this in mind, one of our goals is to celebrate excellence in teaching with a new initiative called Teacher Star. You may submit a video of yourself teaching a WriteSteps lesson. This is an opportunity for you to make an impact outside of your classroom. I know that teachers today are required to have a number of observations and evaluations. So set up a video camera and send us your lesson. If we use your video on our eWriteSteps, you will receive a check for $200 and have your lesson included on eWriteSteps. So you can contact Emily at writestepswriting.com and she can give you more information. Following the rubric, you're going to find the writing prompt, the formal core writing assessment piece. This is the writing prompt for that assessment, and it's going to always be text type specific. This is a text type specific planning sheet that goes with it. Narrative writing, so a narrative planning sheet. At the end of the narrative, informative, and opinion units, you will find a section on response to text. This will provide students with readings where they will read closely and write in a specific text type using textual evidence. Try to stay within the recommended time frame so that you can accomplish the entire lesson. Don't feel the pressure of teaching to mastery each day. The skills are spiraled. We know developmentally that many students need repeated instruction to develop mastery of skills. Trust that those skills will come around again and again, and feel free to move on. Grammar and convention standards are taught in the lessons. The students practice these skills in their writing during independent practice time. The skills are taught and retaught, and that spiraling allows students to strengthen their writing skills throughout the year at their own pace. Writing across the curriculum and responding to text and literature are emphasized in the Common Cores. Smarter Balance and PARP reflect that emphasis as well. WriteSteps includes lessons that give students experience with these types of writing. Teachers are encouraged to substitute from other subjects they are currently teaching. When starting a new curriculum, wouldn't it be great if you had somebody you could contact if you had any questions? Well, we've put this Need Help button here right on your web page for you. So if you find that you need any assistance, you can contact our Lynn regarding any questions in your lesson plans. She's our coaching director. And then you can contact Robert if you have any difficulty with your technical problems. I'd like to return to our home page. And on our home page, I want to show you our Lynn, our coaching director. We have made professional development a top priority. With supportive, non-judgmental coaching that is tailored to your needs. The WriteSteps coach, this is our Lynn right down here, can meet with teachers during the school day, either virtually or in person, in grade level groupings for an hour or more each. Roving substitute teachers, parapros, or Title I teachers may cover these classes during the grade level meetings. Several things occur during coaching. Examples include answering questions and concerns about current units, common scoring of student writing, non-evaluative observation and feedback on teaching, modeling of one-to-one conferencing with challenging students, and setting goals for your next steps. You decide what works best for your school needs. Please share information about WriteSteps with the teachers within and outside of your district. Invite other teachers to try a free unit online for 30 days by clicking on this green sticky note. On our WriteSteps website, if you are excited about WriteSteps as we are, you can email our Lynn to include your own testimonial, and it will be included on our website. You can check out our blog site. We're on Pinterest, and we have numerous videos on YouTube as well. You can check out our blog, and this is our e-newsletter archives that are searchable by subject. Each person who has a subscription to eWriteSteps is going to be receiving an eWriteSteps newsletter every month that is filled with information on writing, freebies, conferences, and stories. Our goal is to provide you with everything you need to successfully teach your students to write, and maybe actually enjoy it. Thanks for taking the right step with WriteSteps.